Happy Monday! Or whatever day it is where you are. Is it a different day? It's gotta be a different day somewhere on the planet, right? Because it's never always the same day at the same time. That'd be impossible. No, is it? No, no, I guess technically, like, when it strikes. There's either exactly. There's exactly one moment of the day. Like, the exact moment. Like, not even a span of time, but like a period, like a singular point in time where it's technically the same day in the entire world. I think that's true. I'm gonna pretend that's true because it's somehow poetic to me right now. that idea. So I'm going to believe it. Um, Today is Quest Day, very quest centric day. I think at least that's my plan. I mean, part of the reason I never, or I go as far as I can to avoid saying what I intend to do on a given day is because I never know. Like, I know what I think I'll do on a given day. I never know what I'll actually accomplish. So, yeah, no, I'm thinking like, so the thing that the last thing we were doing on Thursday of last week, I didn't stream Friday. I didn't stream in a while. Okay, but we were, oh shoot. Sorry, I just realized I have something in my pocket that I was supposed to have given back to someone else. All right, you can't worry about that right now. Yeah. Branching quest stuff. I think so. Okay, here I'll switch over. I'm not even running anything. I haven't even started running anything. But I'll switch over to screen cam anyways, and let's go to the backlog. Uh, let's go to the list of stuff that I've been working on. Did I have anything? No, I didn't really have anything still in progress. The event hopper. That was like the next thing I was ready to start on. Although I'm actually not 100% that that's the next thing I'll start on. In fact, I'm thinking it probably won't be. Organized events and environments again. Like, oh. You know what I wanted to do actually? Karma clues. I think I might actually. Yeah. I think I might actually bust these out real quick. Real quick. Who knows how quick? But I think I might start with. This is something that I just. I actually don't know how well this will go. This is something that I've tried to start on like several times in the past, and it's never worked out. Who knows? Maybe this time it'll actually work out. I don't know. Top adventures. Yeah, I think I kind of want to. This is another thing that just occurred to me the other day, and I think I might prioritize it. Maybe. Like I said, I never know exactly what I'm going to do in a given day. I only have I only have like vague ideas of what I think I would want to do. Guess GMs by Twitter. Oh, I'm so weird. What? I'm really weird. What? What? I didn't think I changed anything since the last time I ran the script. Invalid syntax. What is that? Too many closed closed braces. Yeah. All right. Apparently that happened. Oh yeah, probably. I guess I didn't rerun the script at the end of the day, and I guess that's actually probably something I should do, because otherwise I accidentally leave little bugs like that for myself to find the next time I work on this stuff. But hopefully this will just work now. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And all right. So yeah, karma clues. That. Whoops. No, not that. Okay. So yeah. So the last week I added like karma history, which was like a way to get around an aspect of the what is it, the like Twitch alerts, like stream labels thing that wasn't working quite how I'd hoped it would, and then so even with the workaround that I put in last week, it's still not there. It's not like it didn't work all the way around. It just worked like some of the way around. Jonas, hey, welcome. How's it going? So even with this, like, karma clues or whatever, it's still not going to be a complete workaround, but it will hopefully be another step better. It'll be a little weird though, because basically what we're doing now is, so the problem that or like the the situation that we're dealing with is like basically a list, like a top 10 list, where the player's name, or like the so like the top 10 list, like it's basically like a, all time leaderboard type of thing. The thing about this one in particular is that the names keep changing. Like the names don't. I don't mean like literally like people are entering and exiting the top 10, but I mean like literally the 10 people who are on the top list, their names keep changing. And so that's awkward. And in order to like impose any sense of like consistency there, I'm still not 100% as to what I will do, but whatever that is, I'll certainly try. All right, and so like okay, this will be similar to a little bit like what we were working on, or what we've set up for the karma history, but then also a little different. The reason I hadn't done this before is because like there's the way it's set up. There's like the 30-day. Speaking of sessions, it is new session time. Excuse me, not that that supremely matters, but wait, I said restart session. Or yes, I'm sure I want to restart session. Okay. Good. Good then. All right. Should I restart the script? I don't want to restart the script. Hold on, let me see if I want to restart the script. Yeah, I probably want to restart the script. All right, sorry. Forgot to do that. I said that's like the second time I've ever done it, and so I'm clearly not in the habit yet. Okay. Yeah, no. So with karma clues, right? So I need to diagram this first. I won't literally like use paint or anything, but all right. So like hypothetically, like all right. So there's like blorg 15, like jerp 12, wazzle 10, and I won't do the whole thing, but like Gerg 8. Okay, so hypothetically, let's pretend let's pretend this is like the list that we have. There are a lot of things that can happen to this based on the way like this list can change. It could be that like almost nothing changes. It could be that just like this goes to like 18 or something, right? It could be that the names don't change, but like just something gets incremented. It could be that instead of that, it's like, oh, here's the yeah. So there are some that we can account for. Again, like I said, I'm not even 100%. Like I know I want this. I know I want something good to come out of this. I don't know if what we can get out of this though is worth what it would take to put in. So, like for example, one thing that could happen here is like it could just change from like Gerg 8 to like Borf 9 or something. And this one, I just can't handle, because this like if that happens, there could be two things that happen. This could just be like this fourth individual. It might be that their name just changed. I mean, there are a few clues that I can use. For example, 8 to 9 would not be a valid change. 8 to 10 could be a valid change. Yeah, no, in this case, though, I don't know if this is the same person or if it's a different person, because they came in from the very bottom of the list, which could mean that it's the same person who stayed on the bottom of the list, or it could be that a new person came in and bumped them off the bottom of the list. So this is going to be really spotty. But like, I mean, the system right now is like horribly spotty. So like, the idea is like this will be slightly less spotty. Because there are some that we very much can determine. So like, yeah, let's not even worry about the last one for now. Let's pretend that one stays the same. There are other things that we can figure out. So for example, like if instead of that, if instead it was like big 11 or something like that. This is like something that we can interpret, because this means that, well, I mean, we still don't know who this is. We still don't know what this new person like what this like who this new person represents, because hypothetically this could be the same person as the like the fourth place person from the original list could take over the third spot basically, and because well, I mean the one thing that we know for certain here is that this is the same person, and they got actually no, we can't even assume that. Yikes. I might just want to avoid this altogether. Joe Kinley, hey, welcome. How's it going? I might just want to skip this because hypothetically a lot could change. Like if I could watch and as literally every change got made, then it would be a little bit easier to track this down. But actually, like hypothetically, the entire list could regenerate, and then like what happens in that case? Um, Everything's just lost, I guess. Like there's no sense that you can actually make out of that. So, I oh, you know what I could do is I could just I don't have to track literally every player. I could literally just track the all time. Like I wouldn't okay, yeah, so I'm still changing the number, Joe. So hopefully this delay is clearly different than it was before, but yeah, I guess there would still be a delay. Um, all right, we'll keep working on that. Um, as we found out yesterday or on Thursday, if I try and change it while I'm streaming, the audio delay, it cuts out the audio altogether. So I probably shouldn't fiddle with it right now. But it's a different number than before, and hopefully it's closer. We'll see what we can do. I think it's never going to be perfect. So if you're holding out for it to be perfect one day, I have terrible news for you. But yeah, we can get it closer. Probably we'll find out. Yeah. So I guess actually, maybe I'll just focus on like the all-time high score because that I guess that would be a little more consistent, a little easier to track, and like, hmm. Hopefully the rest just works. Hopefully. Hypothetically. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like the top spot first, and then maybe once I've done that, it'll be a little clearer how I would even go about doing the rest of them. So, I mean that seems doable. Basically, what do I want to do? I basically want to check. Oh wait, can I even do that anymore? I basically would want to check if so for the name in the top spot, basically I have to check or like the idea here is that I would be checking not just I wouldn't just literally be taking like this name as it's given to me. I'd be checking it against the player dictionary, or like not necessarily the player dictionary, but like the player history of the game to see if the name represents like an actual player. And I guess the way to do that would be to check if they have experience. Because I think I'm like actually, regardless of whether a character is like has previous experience, I think like just appearing on this list will have caused them to have like some data in the game. So I can't just check if any data exists. I have to check. I guess for something that would indicate like actual like presence, like an active presence in the game. I mean, I could literally. No, I was gonna say I could go by level. Like you might maybe you have to be higher than like level 10 in order to count for this, but that doesn't really make sense necessarily. So yeah, yeah, how am I gonna do this? All right, so we're working with some of this data anyways. We're doing other things with this data, regardless. So let's go to where we load stream data. Yeah, and this is when we're working with the all-time. Oh, there was a quick change I wanted to make here, if possible. Right now, I'm just checking the data. I'm checking these data files every 5 seconds or so. But it occurred. So the reason I'm like the way I'm checking them now does not use the date timestamps of the files, because the date timestamps are not entirely sufficient to determine whether the file has changed. However, they are sufficient to determine whether I can skip the check at all, and I'm not doing that yet. So actually, I think I'll just add that in real quick first, I think, if I can. Or I'm gonna give that a shot first, and then I'll eventually get to all that other stuff that we talked about. So yeah, hold on. Let's see how that even works. It's probably like an OS thing. Timestamp. Date from timestamp. No, I should not be looking in the docs. I should just be looking on the internet. So Python file timestamp. How to get file creation and modification date time? Yeah, that sounds good. Couple choices. Time.ctime. Oh, OS path get m time. All right, that sounds good. What is this time ctime business? Get m time. What does get m time just return naturally? Returns the time of last modification of path. The return value is the number given the number of floats in seconds since the epoch. That's actually the time that I use naturally. So all right, cool. So all I have to do is yeah. Okay, so this sounds fairly straightforward. I just have to keep, right now I'm keeping track of the raw data, and similarly now I will keep track of the session donator's timestamp as well. And I think actually in my experience, like, all of these files get updated all at once. Like, whenever one of them changes, they all get changed. So I'll probably just run this check once. I'll probably just keep track of one timestamp, and then when that timestamp changes, then we'll... Yeah, because there's also this, like, this dependency where, like, none of these other files can change unless this one file has changed. So yeah, and yeah, that should be satisfactory. All right, so yeah, load stream data. Right, so the session donator's raw. There's a place where I like to declare this stuff, which is not anywhere in here. It's in here. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, doop-a-doop. So stream data. Yeah, it just occurred to me, I already have a variable called stream data time. So I'll say stream data timestamp equals... I guess I can just start it off like the... Oh, I brought the script down and I never brought it back up, did I? Whoops. Alright, wait, hold on. So this change is not critical, so I'm just going to comment it out before so I can rerun the script, and then I'll get back to work. Alright, there we go. That's better. Alright, so stream data timestamp equals, I guess I can just start it off as the real thing, because why not? So it'll be os dot, oh yeah, what was the, so what was the method that we found? Os dot path dot get m time. Path dot get m time, and then, so our file is, this guy right here. Or no, wait, game data? No, not game data. Sorry, it's our file is /misc/ I forget what this thing's called. It's like it's weird because I keep it in a separate folder than the project folder, than the typical project folder. Keep it in projects, miscellaneous, stream data, session donators, I think. So .misc / oh yeah, sorry, I just remember I just remembered another thing that I was thinking of adding. I don't know if I'll actually add it, but heart pieces. I might add heart pieces. for myself. I might add a well, I don't know if I'll get to this anytime soon. If I do get to it, I'll explain it better. But I might basically add a health meter to myself to the top corner of the screen or somewhere. I don't know, because I think that would be funny. And I like things that are funny. All right, so I was just reminded of it when I was looking through the data. So all right, so MISC stream data slash session donators session donators.txt. Let me double check that that's the file that I'm actually looking for. Session donators. That one's empty, and it should be because I just restarted the session. Yeah, that's probably the one I'm looking for. If it is, then I should reference it at least one other place in this document. But there's only one match, huh? How do I reference that before? Oh, stream data path. Oh, stream data path. Oh, right, I have a variable for that. All right, so yeah, right. I should reference it. I should reference it consistently, just in case I change that. In case I change the stream data path, then it would change also. All right, so yeah, so that's what we'll initialize it to, and good. So now we can check against that before we bother opening up the whole shebang. So we'll do this if actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it I'm gonna put the conditional outside of the function so that we don't even bother loading stream data if the conditional isn't even met. So yeah, where is it that we load stream data? Let's find out. It is here, yeah. Okay, so stream. Yeah, so if stream data time is greater than frame time, and stream data timestamp is not equals, I guess, not equals, or no, it'd have to be less than. I mean, yeah, it's same thing. Like if the file's changed at all, I guess, right? Yeah, so I'll just do not equals. I don't know what it would mean if I don't do I have a special stream outfit? Kind of. I definitely tend to wear like the gloves and my hoodie, but I don't I actually don't always wear the same stuff. I do wear the same hoodie a lot and the same gloves, but I never wear the same thing. I guess some people just don't have sartorial taste, but that's, I mean, I'm not judging you for that. So I am kidding, in case that wasn't clear. So stream data timestamp not equal, yeah, right, so os path dot get m time followed by, oh yeah, this whole thing again. Yeah, cool. Not equals. Yeah, alright, sure. And then I'm going to bring down the stream data cooldown, because now we can check this fairly frequently. Since, I was just making fun, like fashion sense? Not like fashion sense exactly, but like an eye for clothing, I guess. But I was joking. It was a joke. All right, so where am I going with this? Oh yeah, the cooldown. So stream data cooldown. Right now it happens every 5 seconds. I'm gonna check every 2 seconds, I guess. Every 2 seconds is probably satisfactory. I mean, I could actually not use the cooldown. I could just check the timestamps, but nah, I don't want to have to be checking the timestamp every frame. I do really need to stack. Oh, I should come up with a condition check clock. Or what is this, like it's like frame conditions stacked checking stacked checking, I don't know. Clock, I don't know. I don't know, that's fine. Oh, I should also while I'm thinking of like little things like this, I should probably another one would be I need to initialize. I need to like unify how I initialize things, because right now I check that too much too. So like I'll say like unified init inits, I guess, because like right now I think there are like at least five different things that can get initialized per frame, and like right now it's like it's just not, it's just very uncouth how I'm checking for that. So yeah, and like the other thing about the unified inits is that I might actually like, no, I'll do that for now, because like there's like a bigger version of that I also kind of want to do kind of at some point. I'm not going to bother like reorganizing that right now, because I keep getting distracted from what I'm working on. Right, which is okay. So I put in the timestamping thing. Let's now I'm going to put in so the all-time top stuff. Doop-a-doop. Right, so in the all-time where is it? The all-time top donators. So I think kind of what I want to do here is just keep track of like what this list is. So that way I can kind of get a sense of like how it's changing. I yeah, I'll put this together as if I might expand it to handle more than just the all-time top donator. But I'll still just start with the all-time top. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do here is okay, so lines. Yeah, so lines, I'm basically just gonna save this, or I'm not gonna like save it. I'm gonna keep it around. Well, actually, no. Am I literally gonna save it? I think I might literally save it, because when the script restarts, I'll have to. Yeah. Okay. So I'm literally gonna save it in some form. Wow. Yeah. No. I basically just want a copy of it. I mean, it's less likely that this will actually be changing while the script is not running, but it could. So I guess I just want it separately. Just, yeah. All right, whatever. I'm gonna have a duplicate copy of this. So, fun. Lines, all right, so I can literally just, even before I split it, I can just, so I can just say like red data equals TD data or TD red. Oh, TD red. TD red is already the red data. So I can just say yeah, so if TD red not equal all time top raw, I can just say with with open all what is it? No, it's with open yeah it's, I put it in game data. I tend to put these things in game data. So game data slash all time top cache, I guess. Because it's basically just the same file again. Just cached for comparison purposes. I don't have anything called that. I have session donations and session time, process tweets. All right, so sure, that txt. Right, or so. Oh yeah, open as. Oh. Huh. I guess it just occurred to me I don't have to be doing all of this with the file open. Like, I used to have the file open because I actually used the... I don't know. Yeah, it just occurred to me I don't actually need that. Like that anymore. I guess I did that because it was... I was scoping it as such, but that is not necessary or meaningful, really. So TD data, or no, TD read, excuse me. I'm gonna set up here because then I use it like for all of those, and then so yeah, so basically, I can just I can unindent like a lot of this stuff. Doop-a-doop. Just real quick. 1, 2, and then 3. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So with open this file as td data or whatever, td data dot write. Oh yeah, for writing. And I can just stomp on this file too. Oh wait, I should be doing this last because if I somehow fail to process the other stuff that I'm about to do, otherwise then I'll want not to save the changes, or I'll want not to have updated the cache, I guess. Okay, but all right. So open this for writing and what else? tdata.write. Yeah, I can just write td read. But yeah, I'll do this last. Actually, I mean, I guess it's kind of irrelevant how I do it relative to this stuff here. I just have to do it after the stuff that I'm about to add. But I will do it last, I guess. Why not? Alright. So... alright. Yeah, right, okay, so then the rest of the stuff that I have to do has to go here. Because the other thing I need to keep track of is basically like a conversion chart. Like... Or like... Huh. Actually, no. I guess between the all-time top cache and between the all-time top cache and this other file that I'm gonna make, I guess I don't. I guess this other file can actually just be like a list. For starters, just a list of one name. Yikes. Yeah, no, there could be. I'm just trying to like okay, so like stepping through in my brain like what uh so just stepping through the like what could happen with the system. It's clear that like there could be some weird things that result from these changes. But the thing is, like, there are weird things that are happening without these changes, and I think the weird things that'll happen with these changes are preferable to the weird things that are happening without these changes. So, like, it just was occurring to me, like, I think it's actually technically possible that, like, there could be two all-time top karma recipients, but that's fine. I feel like I don't care. Okay. I'll so yeah, I'll probably just keep a list for now. I mean, it'll be like a list that, like, the order of the list will be important, and that'll be how I, like, keep track of how to change and update and modify the list. But yeah, for now it'll just be a list, and because I'm only starting with the all-time top, it'll be a list of one. So, all right. There are a fair number of Kate. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Yeah, no, I know why. I know why I was planning on doing more than just the number one all-time top donator, because all right, maybe I will get more ambitious. Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll, like, try for, like, top 5 or something for starters. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. It's just like there's so many things that could change here, and, like, a lot of them result in, like, things that are, like, super okay, and then, like, some of them, like, are just, like, weird and not my favorite, but whatever. All right. So what are we gonna do? What else are we gonna do here? We need to. Oh yeah, like I said before, this lines thing. We actually need to keep track of this a little more closely. So this will be. So I'll call this like. So like. I mean, this is basically the contents of. This is the same as the contents of. Oh yeah, it was nice to see you, Joe. This is the same as the contents of. The file that we're writing out. So I'll just call this. I'll just, like, call this like all-time top cached or cache or something. Sure, whatever. Okay. And then this will be like a global thing. And I'll have to define it elsewhere. Oh yeah, and I guess actually. Yeah, in fact, I'll want to be loading it in. When I start the script, I'll want to be loading it in from this other cache file. So let's declare that real quick. I don't know why my scroll bar stopped working for a second there. But, yeah. All right, so all-time top cache equals, on startup, it will be... well, so I'll start as nothing, and then I'll say, or actually this is a list, right? So I'll start as nothing, and then I'll say with open game data / all time top cache .txt. Then open this as, I don't know, whatever, fdata. Then we can say that all-time top cache equals fdata dot read dot split. Huh. For some reason I can, like, visualize a read where I forgot the open and close parentheses. Did I actually do that somewhere? Nope, that's thread. No, I lied. I think I had made that typo before, and now I'm just, like, nervous that I'm actually accidentally gonna make that typo more places. But all right, that should be fine. Oh wait, split. I didn't specify what character to split on, did I? Speaking of typos that I sometimes make. uh, we're split because yeah, this is supposed to split on the comma space. Yeah, because it follows the same convention as those other, as like the source data. All right, so save that, and then cool. All right, so now we have our all-time top cache that we can work with. So, oh yeah, wait, hold on. Actually, I shouldn't be using it quite like I just set it up to be used because before we change this data, we actually have to compare this data. All right, so yeah, I lied. So we don't declare it here. We do still call this like lines because before, right? So down here, where we are doing this this new processing, we're going to we're basically going to want to run a full comparison on these two things, on lines and all-time top cache. Here, I'll move this down here as well, just for no particular reason. So like, yeah, how am I going to set this up? Basically, the first thing I want to check is if the old entries are in the new. If the old entries are in the new list, or vice versa, either way, I basically want to see like which of these have changed at all, and which of them are still the same, and then I have to check like what is the order of the ones that have stayed the same. So, and I guess I want to do this in two ways, because I want to not just check the numbers, but I also want to check the names for sameness. Yikes. So, if I mean, I know like everything I want to check. Now I'm just trying to think of like what order I want to check all this stuff in. I could literally just go down the list and find like the first point at which it changes. That might be a good way to start because that way if the like the top half of the list is like completely unchanged, then we know that everything only happened down in the lower sections of the list. And actually, that might be a fairly common scenario because like the top of the list actually will probably change a lot less than the bottom part will. I mean, incidentally, the bottom part is the part that we can't really. There's a lot less we can do down there. But I mean, the whole point of like this setup is like to sort out the lower chunks as to the extent that we can, so that the upper chunks stay a little less, get a little less shaken up when they do change. It's kind of the idea. All right, so let's say so for I in length or no, so for I in range because this list, oh yeah, no, I guess this list could technically be shorter than 10 items long. So for I in range length of we'll go with the cache because the cache necessarily has to be shorter than the new list. The new list could be slightly longer than the cache, in which case we're still just fleshing out this list in the first place, which is weird. Oh, yikes. Maybe I should special case this because like sorting out the list in the first place is probably going to have a very different protocol than handling changes in the list. Yeah, because there's like a whole realm of things that we can just like. Yeah, all right. So actually, before we do that, I'm gonna just say if the length of actually no, we don't have to go by like the maximization of the list per se. We could actually go. Oh no, I was gonna say we could go just by whether the cache and the list are the same length. Oh, sorry, someone disoriented. I'll pay more attention to the events because we could have got that. Sorry, my bad. If yeah, no, all right, whatever. I'll just check if the length of hmm. So right now, like the way this data works is that it always just says the top 10. But like I don't really control that. Like if whoever made this program just changed it one day, they could change it so that it does more than 10. I guess for now I'll just assume that they don't, or hope that they don't, or like proceed as if that isn't something that's going to change, or if it is going to change, hopefully not that much. All right. So if the length of lines is less than if length of lines is less than 10. Is it the length of lines or the length of line? Is it just the length of, yeah? If the length of lines or the length of cache, or is it just the cache? Do we even care if the lines are greater than 10? Actually, I guess we can just go with cache because if the length of all time top cache is less than 10, then that'll actually be a lot easier to figure out. And then the else case is actually the more common case, though, or hypothetically, because like the cache is less than 10 when this data is all getting primed in the first place. But once this data is like full up to 10, because after 10 is the cutoff, and then the data beyond 10 data points just kind of like it exists in the other program. It just doesn't get fed into this program, so we can't really know about it unless we can't worry about it because we can't know about it. Excuse me. So the else case, maybe I'll do this case because it's actually quicker, kind of. So, all right, a player's name can only change if their number changed. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So the only changes that can happen, the only valid changes are that the number changed and the name didn't change, or both changed. Because there's that other one just doesn't exist. So that's helpful, I guess. So the first thing that we can check is if the names changed at all. Because if none of the names changed, then all we have to care about is the numbers. If one of the names changed, then all right. So for in both cases we're going to start by saying like for I in length. Again, we'll go with all-time top cache because it or in range length of all-time top cache because it's the shorter of the two, or not. It's not necessarily, but the other one might be longer, especially in this case. All-time top cache, and actually then in the else case down here, we know that they're the same length because if the cache is equal to 10 or more, then hey, congratulations, Lastragon, on leveling up. Oh, sorry, I don't. Alright, sorry. I try not to call people out, but sorry, I slipped. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, right. So we're gonna check. We're gonna start from the top, and we're gonna say, wait, is this supposed to be like -1? I forget if range is like inclusive or exclusive. I know random.int is not what it says it is. Oh, I can. I'm just gonna test this real quick because like the docs are like sometimes wrong about whether the ranges are inclusive or exclusive. So I'm just gonna double check. Because wouldn't it be funny if I was like, if I've just been doing it like wrong in like every location just because the docs were incorrect? Wouldn't that be hilarious? Test. Range inclusivity. I'll just say like, whoops, stop, PyCharm, stop. Not helpful. So for I in range 3, print I. So this should say 0, 1, 2 or something, right? 0, 1, 2 because it's range exclusive. Maybe? Let's find out. Uh, 0, 1, 2. All right, it is range exclusive. It's exclusive of the upper limit. So you're right. So if we just say range length, all-time top cache. Sorry, I just want to. Actually, I'll check what the docs say. Because they probably say that, right? They probably say the correct thing. It's not like it's the norm that the docs are wrong. It just happens to be that they sometimes are. Range. Start, stop. If the start argument is omitted, it defaults to 0. The full. If step last element is the largest, less than stop. All right, it is actually correct. I guess. All right, so I won't worry about that for now. All right, so what we do here is we say if all-time top cache index I not equal lines index I, then that means we've hit the point where we have to start like figuring stuff out. And in that case, I will serve as like the top of like stuff we don't have to worry about. We only have to like we only have to parse out anything below I. And it's like, oh man, it's like possible that like multiple changes could have occurred, which is just the worst. But something that we may have to deal with. So yeah, from here it's basically like just a matter of figuring out like what happened to the data. The reason I call this clues is because it's basically like we don't have any, like we're not getting a clear idea of what actually happened, so all we can really do is like piece together what could have happened. So okay, so in this case we do know that these entries do not match. So there are a few possible cases. Either this entry represents the same name with a bigger number, it represents the same name, or it represents a different name with a different number. Actually, no, hypothetically, I think you can represent a different name with the same number. And I know I said that can't happen, but it can't happen for the reason that makes sense. It can only happen for the reason that doesn't make sense, which is to say it's actually, or no, I don't know. Maybe this reason makes plenty sense. It's actually a different person. Right, because the system is like designed to keep track of like identity despite despite like constant name changing, and so it's I guess like the I guess yes or no. I guess if anything, it's the more normal scenario. It's the normal scenario that the name is different, not because the name has changed, but because it's actually like representing a different individual. All right. So. So what then? I guess we can just start. We can just check which halves of the data are different. Actually, I guess it's kind of nice when only one thing changes. It's the only weird case is the thing where both things change, because if only one thing changed, then I actually know it can't be the same person. So that's all right. Yeah. So or no, if only one thing changed, I either know it is or isn't the same person. There's no ambiguity as to whether it's the same or a different person. All right. So if all-time top cache not useful ones, then so I guess we'll just say like well, I guess we'll want to split both of them. So yeah, how do I want to do this actually? I can say I could just do another loop in here and split all the data, like crack all the data open and, or no, this time oh, maybe I'll just keep track of the changes. Maybe I'll just crack this data open and instead of yeah, only keep track of like the stuff that's discrepant. Maybe. How'd that work? Would that be enough? Like so like do I still have those just have these, yeah, these notepads open here earlier. So I guess like in the case that like these are discrepant, then like what would happen is it would flip over the first two and it would realize that like these two are completely the same, and then it would do what? And then it would, so it would like, it would, you know, there'd be nothing there, it'd be nothing there. Actually, it wouldn't even start on those ones, so I wouldn't even represent those. So it would start on the, it would start further down because there's not actually any differences until this line, and then it would point out that like this is different. So like, it point out that like, you know, there's like there's something changed there, something changed there, something changed there, and something changed there. All right, well that's not very helpful. I mean, I guess it's more helpful if it tells us if like, you know, if part of that hadn't changed, like because if part of that this hadn't changed, like if that was like the same, then yeah, this would actually be. Oh wait. So actually, is that a satisfactory? Is it like, all right? So yeah, what are the possible? Because the possibilities are here that everything had changed, right? And in the case that everything changed, that does tell us something. That tells us that literally the order changed, because if the order hadn't changed, oh no, there is ambiguity. So maybe I just won't worry about the case where everything's changed. Because in the case that literally everything's changed, I think I just can't decipher what had happened. Oh yeah. No, wait, no. There is one other thing that I wanted to check. It's the case that like, well, so this one technically changed in terms of like its location, but this one hadn't changed in terms of like what it represents. Like the data point still exists. So, yeah, actually, maybe I'll check it by that, because actually in this case it would indicate that like, if I checked by both of those counts, like it would indicate that like this one does represent new data, but this one doesn't represent new data, and that is like that yeah. So that basically I'm trying to narrow down like as many of the I'm trying to like isolate the what are unknowns versus what are known commodities. So sure, I'll just try that for starters and see what I can. I might have to change it, but well, whatever. All right, so for I don't know, like a CI in range yeah, now what am I checking here? I guess I want to start at index I, because index I is where things have started to change. And I want to go how far? Like I think I want to go this time to the length of lines, not necessarily just to the length of the cache. And what I want to be checking is whether the lines are in the cache. Because I have to check one way or the other, so I might as well do it that way. Oh, but I can't assume. So I guess maybe I should special case this again. I should say like if the length of I only have to worry about this particular case in this case where the cache is less than 10, because once the cache reaches length 10, I never have to worry about these things being different sizes. We can just index them equivalently. So if the length of all time top cache is less than, actually first I'll say equals, if the length of all time top cache equals the length of lines, then hey, Amuse Am I, welcome. How's it going? So, if the length of all-time top cache equals the length of lines, then right, we can. Okay, so this one we can check a little more freely. In the case that it doesn't, we have to just have to be careful about how we index through the cache, because there's going to be like an entry missing. So for so for this one, we can say if. Oh yeah, I also want to set up this data, right? Because we're about to put together like a chunk of data, and it's gonna be like I guess it's gonna be like I'll call it like, I don't know, diff for now, or something. So if what are we looking for here? So we need to, so if so diff is going to represent yeah, I want to get into a weekend streaming schedule at some point, but like for one thing, my schedule is really messed up right now. For one thing, my schedule is really messed up right now, and it's going to be messed up for another 2 weeks or so. And also the other tough thing is that I don't know, I've always like, weekends have always been like my recharge time, like my time where like completely like just like become useless. I like hibernate for the weekends basically, and so I don't know. I want to change that, but it's gonna take me a little while to get that figured out, I guess. We'll see. So if okay, so I guess we can just say if so if oh yeah, okay. I was gonna wait. Do I want to? Now that I think about it, how do I want to set up this diff file? I want to set it up in such a way that yeah, because this file will come out differently if I make it a diff of one versus the other versus, or like, so I think I want this diff file to say like what I want it to be from the perspective of our cache file, because the extra file, the third file that we're going to be creating, will be paired, or it'll be like, it'll be in the same order as our cache file. So I think it'll be I think it'll be so I'll basically put the list together of I'll put together the list of differences based on what of the cache has to change, because that way it'll be easier to track. I mean, I could do it either way, but I'm gonna do it this way because I think it'll be easier. Again, like I still don't actually have this entirely formed. Like I'm still expecting like a weird curveball that will ruin very many things. Hopefully, hopefully that doesn't come, but we'll find out. So if so just conceptually, I guess actually I should be. No, this is fine. Okay, so so if sorry, so if all right, all-time top cache. If all-time top cache. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can like codify this somehow. I can like sweep across this and like annotate it in such a way that when I come back to it, yeah. Right. Okay. So I was thinking of just marking what has changed and what hasn't, but I'll actually just I'll mark the nature of its change, like, because like there. Yeah. All right. So for all-time top cache, oh wait, no, not all top cache, all-time top cache. For all-time top cache, index I, because if, oh no, we know that it doesn't. Actually, no, we don't necessarily know that it doesn't equal. we know for index I that all-time top cache is not going to equal lines index I, because or lines index I, excuse me, or excuse me, these are both supposed to be CI. Whoops. We know that for the first one it won't, because that was literally what got us here, is by realizing that these things don't match. But that's fine. So if all-time top cache equals lines, then we can then like diff dot append I don't know. I need like a code. Like I'll just use the dash symbol because that's. I tend to use the dash symbol to indicate like nothing to see here. Like, please move along. All right. So then the else case is if or L if all time so if all time top cache doesn't literally equal lines, but if all time top or like if it doesn't literally equal the same line number, but if it is in the line data somewhere, then that's something to note. So we'll say diff.append I don't know, M, I guess, for moved. It's not gone, it's just somewhere else. And then lastly else. Is there any other case? Because then the other case is that, oh yeah, no, there are other cases because we have to check the halves. So now so then all right, so now we'll say what? We'll say all time top yeah, just wait, this is the case where they're both the same length, so it doesn't matter if we're indexing over lines or all time top cache. Because I'm thinking of this in terms of all time top cache. Not that it matters. I'm going to add this here. Oh, actually, you know what? And it just occurred to me, like the difference between all time top cache and lines is not actually this entire thing. It's actually only the very end. So I'm going to move this conditional. Oops. I'm going to move this conditional. Oh, oops, I did undo. Whatever. Wait, hold on. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. And then move it down here and unindent that other stuff because the only thing that we actually have to do differently in this case is that we have to check one more thing. We have to run one more check for the index of lines that extends beyond the range of our all-time top cache. So I assume everyone has no clue what I'm talking about. So I really hope you guys will ask questions because I can't like. I'm not going to say everything. I'm not going to say literally everything. It's just way more efficient if you guys just ask me what you need to know. Because, yeah, that's just how it works. Hope that's cool. All right, all-time top cache. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna split this on whoops. I can spell split on what character? It's a pair of characters. It's a colon space, I think, because I'm pretty sure that's how this data is kept. Let me double check that. Should be. Actually, I'm doing it in here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, and the dollar sign. I forgot. Okay, yeah. So no, it's colon space dollar sign is the breaking between those data points because the dollar sign is not an important character. Excuse me. So all-time top cache does split, yeah, and then all right. So we'll say I don't know, like line equals or call this like I don't know, like cache line equals that, and then and then line line equals no, just line, whatever, and then line equals lines index. Oops, I did all time top cache dot split, but this is supposed to be all time top cache index ci, and then so lines index ci dot split on the same characters, and then and then what? And then right, and then we compare the individual things because there are a few cases here. Like I was saying before, yeah, there are all three cases. Either everything's changed, just the name has changed, or just the dollar value has changed. So they do represent three different things. If In the case that just the name has changed and the dollar value hasn't changed, that well, no, all of these situations kind of like inform something of what's happening here. Uh, so yeah, we'll just check all of them. So if cache line index 0 equals oh yeah, and that's the other thing. If one of these data points equals the other one, then we know it's the other thing that must have changed. Because half of this has to have changed, right? This is the case where something's changed here. So, yeah, we can just say, so if cache line equals, if cache line index 0 equals line index 0, then we know that it's the index 1 that changed. So I guess we'll call this, so like this is the case where diff dot append, we'll call it A, because it's the case where the amount has changed. And so then else, or else if because again, like, it can't be that cache line 0 equals index 0, line index 0, and cache line index 1 equals line index 1, because that would mean that everything was the same, and we wouldn't have evaluated down this code path anyway. So in this case, this is the case where the name has changed, but the dollar value hasn't. So I'm actually going to call this diff append. I think I'm going to append like an S, because this isn't. This is the case where the entry got like supplanted. Kind of. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, it kind of does. Hold on. Let me think about this. Is this the way I want to track it? I mean, I could just like. Yeah, I mean, this is a very special case. Yeah, no, the case where the amounts is the same is a very special case. I don't even know if it actually exists, is the other thing. Like, I don't know if that's how the data is organized. It might be organized differently. Like, it might sort secondarily by like chronological order. So it might be that this actually never happens. I didn't write the other program. The data that makes the program that makes this data, I had no hand in. I'm only accommodating it. So yeah. I think sorry, just one second. I think sorry, I usually try not to take a break during the stream, but just the fact that I I'm an idiot and I forgot to do something before I started the stream. I am going to take a quick break. So I apologize. I will I don't usually put an AFK message either, but I'm going to do that as well. I'm not going to be gone very long at all, just like a matter of minutes. But I apologize. I will do what? I will oh, I'll kick it into away mode so that you guys can play SideQuest. I'm sorry. I'll be back ASAP. I just I apologize. Wait, hold on. Just one sec. Hey, sorry for the delay. Mission accomplished. Alright. So, yeah, let's get back to it. um, oops, sorry. Alright, so yeah, so as we left off, yeah, we're parsing through this, parsing and parceling. Uh, so, one thing I'm tempted to do is check when we know that the amount has changed, but the names are the same. One thing I'm tempted to do is no, wait, when the amount has changed but the names are the same. Oh, wait a second. Yeah. Okay, no. No, in the case that none of these, so in the other else case, like in the legit else case here, one thing I'm tempted to do is like okay, so yeah, actually hold on, let's look at the fake data. One thing that could happen is like what if this was instead, what if this was like 12 or whatever, and what if this was 11? I don't know how likely this scenario is. I mean, I'm doing as much as I can to like make it so that this scenario isn't likely. That's actually, excuse me, why I changed the timestamp thing to try and catch as many of these as possible, as fast as possible. Although it's possible that the program that I'm using isn't going to catch these very fast, and so if that program doesn't, I don't know. A lot depends on that program. Everything depends on that program, basically. But yeah, it was just occurring to me that like just because like a name and an amount has changed, like if you look at this, like these items share the same index, but they are completely different. They don't have the same name and they don't have the same amount. And like one thing I'm checking is if like this exists anywhere else in the document, and it doesn't actually. Only the name exists elsewhere in the list. Like the entire entry does not, because the amount has changed. So the other thing, so like in this case, like I could check for that, but then the other awkward thing is that like, oh yeah, here's another super fun great thing, like hooray forever, is hypothetically, like because there's no validation on this list, like you could get items like this, where it's like, what do you do there? It's like this entry shows up on the list twice. What the heck? Like what? What does that even mean? So it's actually not. It's. I'm tempted to try and use like the name existing somewhere else in the thing as like. Oh, cripes! Right? Yeah, because no, that means that like. All right. So oh man. What does that mean? This is just so confusing. Like, I mean, there's just so many things that can happen here, and so like accounting for all of the things that could possibly happen is possibly a fool's errand. It's like I possibly should just not even try, because it could go wrong. Hypothetically. Well, I mean, if it does go wrong, like there's a really easy way to correct it. So maybe, yeah, no. Okay. Basically my goal for this, like there's no way, like without like hacking this developer's program and like changing those things, there's no way that I can literally do this correctly per se. My goal is instead to make it so that the system is fully accommodating to a user who is not like intentionally trying to like troll the system. Oh, but wait, am I setting up a system so that a user can get trolled by another user? Possibly. Shoot. Well, shoot. Yeah, no, one thing I hadn't thought of until just now is the whole duplicate name thing. So like now it's like, what do I do with that? What do I do with that? Because like, okay, so let's say for example, let's say there are two users like Wassel and or whatever. So like, so let's say instead it changes. So like, So like what happens in this case is that like so the top half of the list didn't change at all. But then like this there's this new user, and like for whatever reason this user decided to use the same fake name as this other user, right? They're both fake names, but like both users have used them at this point. I mean, it could be that I just literally can't handle that. I just can't handle it. No, it could be that I literally just can't, because of the amount of ambiguity introduced here. It's just not even worth my time trying to, or not. It's not that it's not worth my time. It's that regardless of how much effort I put in, I wouldn't come up with a conclusive answer as to like what happened, I guess. So like, yikes. All right, so I'm at this point I'm pretty sure that I'm just not like there's like what I really need is the unique identifier, and like this is the exact opposite of the unique identifier. This is like not even like it's like not even a sufficiently unique non-identifier. So I mean I guess technically when this occurs, like I just can't make any. Yikes. I mean that, oh man. All right, this weirds up how I was planning on tracking this data, because like when this occurs, like that's when it occurs is the case where I can check it. Oh no. Okay, wait, no. Because I'm caching this data. Yeah, no, basically like so I guess what okay, wait. Once I'm done handling this cache, one thing that I have to realize and just accept is that if the name appears duplicately, even if I've like figured out what happened, I can't make an assumption about as to like how that actually means anything with respect to the rest of the game. I probably haven't recapped in a while, so I'll just briefly say that basically what I'm doing is like, so these fake names that come in from the program that we're using, I'm planning on pairing them with real names. So for example, the other data file that I mentioned a few times is basically going to be like maybe Blorg is like Capxylon, right? So we know Blorg. So this is actually in a different data file, but let's pretend it's right here for now. So Capxylon. So yeah, and then we'll say amuse mi is actually jerp. Sorry, I just made weird names for no particular reason. And then Mr. Max Meyer will be Wassel. And then sorry, I can spell. Oh gosh, I can smell. I swear I can spell. All right. And then I don't know. This is me for whatever reason. So what happens here is I can keep track of this data. But what happens if once there's two Wassels, like we still know that Blorg is amuse mi, or Blorg is Capxylon, jerp is amuse mi, and we still know that one of these is Mr. Max Meyer. But the other one is like this other person who decided to use the same joke name as Mr. Max Meyer. And what happens here is that once this changes, and once there's another iteration, and like, so let's say it changes, well, here, I'll say like, yeah, so like, oh, oops, the font is all, is all messed up because I changed it for that other reason. What was it, 16, I think? Yeah, so the awkward thing that happens here is that once we get more data, and let's say one of the Wassels goes up to like 11, it's like, was that Mr. Max Meyer or was that the question mark person? So like, it's fine like when they're the same, like I can still assume like one of these is Mr. Max Meyer, but as soon as it changes, like I really don't know what's the best way to handle that. Because like I could just guess, I could just attribute it to one of them, but that's not really fair to the other, because then it would contribute to it. So like the way this data evolves is like we always retain this data, and it'll like, whoops, I don't know why I'm having so much difficulty typing EIE. So like what if well, so okay, so like what if the system for whatever reason thinks that that's like the question mark whatever, like, but what if it wasn't? What if that was Mr. Max Meyer? Um, and like, what if Mr. Max Meyer continues to contribute and eventually gets like up to like such a big number, and like, I mean, the easy there is a way to correct this. Like all that needs to happen in order for this to get corrected is that Mr. Max Meyer has to use their real name once, or his real name, I can probably assume, once, and then like you can use whatever joke name you want. So maybe it'd just be weird to like attribute that to any player, because it's just like, my options are that I could attribute it to both players, which would be a little weird. I could attribute it. No, if I attributed it to both players, that would be exploitable, because then all you'd need to do to like, well, no, I could attribute it to both players, I guess. I could attribute it to both players, because then I guess that's one thing. I'm trying to think of like what is the most sensible and least exploitable. Those are like kind of the two parameters that I have to go by. Because if something's like mostly sensible but is really easy to just abuse, then I might want to take something that's like slightly like the slightly alternative to that, I guess. So I might want to just pick at random. I might just want to like not like act like nothing's changed. Like act like we can actually tell like which one is which one. And like, I don't know, maybe there is some like organization to how this data comes through. Maybe there is some organization to how the actually here. Let me check the data that we have just to see if anything like stands out. Specifically, I'm curious to see if there are any items that where both have the same value. I don't even know what this file looks like right now. All-time top donators. Looks like this. So I think that's a full list, right? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Okay, no, there are 9 items on this list. Oh, okay. So core and binary. All right. So if I look over the history, I'm pretty sure. The item from binary came in after the item from core, but I don't know. Well, yeah, so maybe it does sort it in chronological order. Again, though, when it changes, though, like if it changed to like if this changed so that it was like instead it was like, I won't save this because that would make things weird, but like once it changes to like, so yeah, so let's say, oops, so let's say it wasn't like, let's say it was core for. Let's say core and binary had the same name, right? I won't actually change it to the same name because otherwise that would be confusing in a different way. But once binary goes up to 10, like it'd be unclear like which of the, because they would have been functionally identical, for being represented by the exact same text string. So yeah, I mean like you can keep a rough sense of like. No, I mean like yeah, maybe there is a sense of chronology, but when the items are literally identical, like you can't really. Oh, 10 would put it above 0, but whatever. Right, that doesn't matter. Yeah, when the data points are literally identical, then there's just not anything to do there. Oh gosh, the one thing I really can't think of right now is how easy it would be for the person who made this program to just fix all of my problems. So simple and so absolute, just like so globally perfect. I can't think about how easy that is. I can't, because that would just crush me right now. All right, so I guess I'll just choose randomly, or like I just won't even consider it, I guess. And so the system is like, oh no, No, I can't do that. I mean, like, that's not good either. Uh, oh, no, you know what? I could, like, I could go crazy with this. Like, I could just, like, dive down the rabbit hole. Uh, that's the karma data. This is that is all from the karma list. So it's like, if is this you? Is this your character here? It's why your character has a wing. That's like what that data is. Um, and huh. Yeah, no. If I really wanted to go down the rabbit hole, what I could do is I could um I could keep track of all names on both. So this could be so. What does that mean though? It would mean that so this other list, I can't represent it as like stacked next to this one anymore because I'd be representing the data differently. It wouldn't just be a list of items; it would be like a list of lists. So this other data file might instead look like actually I don't need this data file anymore. It might instead look like blorg cap er, excuse me, cap xylin. I can totally spell. This isn't my first time ever spelling. Jerp. I can spell. And then it would go Wassel, Mr. Max, Meyer. Oh god, I was so close to spelling that correctly. So it would yeah, it would just keep track of the name and pair both names with it. And then what I could do with that is like when I'm reinterpreting that list, I could I could basically say that once it separates, right? So once it separates and like this isn't so like once this changes to oh yeah, here let's get rid of these. So yeah, so right now they're the same and they're not only the same, but they're also equivalent. Oh yeah. All right, so actually no, I guess it'd be like I'd be keeping this data in here too cuz like uh right, cuz then as soon as it changed so that there was another entry on this list as well, like that for example, then oh yeah, so no, it'd be like I don't know, like 11, whatever, I don't care. Then it would be like how would that change? It'd be like 11, and like in this case they would both possibly like because like we haven't narrowed it down yet, so like it could be either of these individuals. And then how do we represent that? I mean, I guess in a lot of cases it doesn't matter. What gets really confusing is if this is if this person is left, like what if it wasn't just 11? What if they jumped all the way to the top of the list? Then they jumped all the way to the top of the list. Then that's the part. That's the part where there is currently a distinction between the the representation. Like there's a slightly different visual effect that shows up in that case. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, ideally, like that just wouldn't happen. But there's nothing to stop it from happening. And if this ambiguity did get introduced, it probably there's no reason it wouldn't make it to the top of the charts because there's no way to filter out that ambiguity. I mean, you can just hope that it resolves itself, But what do you do if it doesn't resolve itself? Like if it does resolve itself, like if one of these eventually proves themselves to be Mr. Max Meyer, then what we can do is we can go back, and, like if this one proves itself to be Mr. Max Meyer, what we can do is we can go back and remove Mr. Max Meyer from all the others, because we know that if this is, if it, yeah, so then so yeah, the ambiguity can clear itself up, but like we just have to live with the ambiguity. And what do we do if we're just living with that ambiguity is, I mean, I guess it kind of does resolve itself in some ways. So maybe that's fine. Maybe just go with it. I just like, it's tough knowing like how simple the I know I really, and again I really can't think about this, but it's just difficult knowing how simple like the correct solution would be, to really like evaluate like, it's like it's like because like the actual correct solution is not out of reach. It's just so like easy and there. It's just like on someone else's desk. Sitting here like evaluating all these like lumpy misshapen options is like really like what am I doing? It's like really which like terribly bad thing do I want? I mean they're not terribly bad, they're just like so inferior. Like which horribly inferior things? Yes, this is great. This is fantastic. um, you might be able to tell at this point. I'm not a perfectionist, but I hate people who are like not. All right, hate is a strong word, but I just like I have like basically zero tolerance for people who like or for just like situations where like oh, we could go with like the right thing, but let's just go with something like really unimpressive and like unsatisfactory instead. That's just aggravating. Efficiency or optimize. I don't know. All right, I'll stop complaining. Or will I? I'll try and stop complaining. um. I don't have a good solution for this. I still don't have a good solution for this. So, what's the least bad thing I can do? What's the least bad thing I can do? Maybe just none of this. Maybe this is just like I probably won't delete what I just put in, but I'll probably comment it out and just not. Instead, just not. I can just move on to other things which are not blocked by external whatevers. Might be the most productive thing to do. At least for now. I'm literally like glowering at this stupid data because it's just a jerk is what it is. This data is a jerk. This data set accurately represents a jerk. All right, so yeah, all this stuff I was adding in. Let's just forget it for now. I won't bother commenting at the other stuff because the other stuff doesn't really hurt anything. All right, so. Oh yeah, so that was actually an aside. Like I wasn't actually even planning on working that. I was planning on working on that today, but it didn't even occur to me until a moment. That was like karma clues. So I'll just. Whoa! What? No, I didn't do that. I'll move this to limbo for now. Because it's just like. I don't even know. All right. Top adventures. I can do that real quick. Maybe that would be nice and less aggravating. Just for fun, I think I want to keep track of like kind of like a leaderboard sort of thing. not really like a leaderboard sort of thing. But I it's basically gonna be like my Lauren tracker. It's gonna track whether Lauren's in the game or not. No, it's gonna oh, Lauren's like always in the game, isn't he? He just kind of like camps out here. Oh, so it won't be based on, yeah, it won't be based on, it won't just be based on, like high score. Right, so top adventures, I basically like want to give like, a recognition to like whoever's like super cool at any given time. By which I mean yeah, I was thinking of it as like the adventure with like the most influence in the game, but maybe it's like, maybe it actually represents like some measure between like most influence and most active, because like yeah, like there's some players who just kind of like camp out and represent a high score, but yeah, no, this yeah, okay, so yeah, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep track of at the end of an event, I guess at the end of an event. Oh yeah, so I'll need something graphical to represent this too, which maybe I should figure that out first. Um, it would be what, like, I guess like, I mean it might be a crown, maybe. No, I shouldn't mess with other character art. What should it be? Like if it was just like, if it just occupied the bonus whatever, that wouldn't be very noticeable. Sorry for making the graphics look weird. If it was just a if it was just a bonus, that wouldn't be very noticeable. If it was, all right. So what visual representation could I add that wouldn't necessarily conflict with the character art or the karma representation? So, I mean, I could. It doesn't actually have to be on the character. I could put it like in the name tag. Uh, I don't know. I give that person like a cooler name tag. Like I could make the text look cooler or something. Or you could give them like a special symbol next to their name tag. Uh, or yeah, I don't really want to overload the character art. So yeah, actually yeah. So maybe the name tag is a better place for this. The name line can get kind of long, so I kind of don't want to put it on the name line because players can have names that are up to 25 characters long, and I mean I guess that the average character doesn't, like the average character's name is not that long, so I could I could sorry I could like extend that. I mean the other thing I could do is I could add a third line. Yeah, maybe I could like I could put something above their name tag, like a star or something. Um, that that might be nice. Um, it would take up a little more vertical space. So like for example, to the extent that name tags like sometimes like brush across my shoulder, like it would there would probably be situations where like the star icon would like draw like right across my face or something like that. But, like whatever, that's fine. There are worse things. Yeah, name tags are pretty good at like not covering up my face. But no, that's fine. I really don't actually care about that. Oh, so then the other thing is I could. It doesn't have to be on the. It doesn't have to be above the name. It could actually just display below the name. Uh, or it could be like, it could like watermark or something. Like it could. Like it could draw underneath the name, and like the name could kind of like go over it. Like it could be like a different like background for the name tag kind of thing. I don't know. I should probably try some of these visual effects to see how they look. Uh, the watermark thing probably wouldn't work very well because it'd be very covered up. Um, oh, Oh, it could be hmm. It could be like an alternative to the name tag. It wouldn't have to show up like during while the name tag's showing up. It could show up while the name tag's not showing up, and it could occupy the same space. Um, yeah, so like when the name tag's not there, it could show like a little star, like just kind of floating above the character or something. Um, that could be cool, I think. Uh, I'll I'll see like I'll have to like try different art things to see what I like the most. But so one of those things probably works well enough that I can probably get started on this. So yeah, so I guess like so the pool for like huh. All right, so I don't know like huh. I could do like percentile. I was thinking like literally I would just keep track of like who's the top player, but like maybe I should do percentile. Maybe I should be like oh maybe I could actually I could have fun with this. I kinda like fun things. Fun things are cool, right? I could do what? I could have like different things. Like I could there could be a star for like players who are in the top percentile uh of like activity, like basically representing like who's nailing it. There could be something for like the fastest like the most active player who's not like necessarily a high level player. Um, or maybe actually maybe it shouldn't be based on yeah no maybe it shouldn't be based on no it shouldn't be based on historical progress at all. It should be based on like it should be based on like a running whatever. So like the more you participate, like the higher your index. Um I don't know. I don't know what would be good. Like I'm not I hmm. Not the best at naming things, but like I don't know, like energy or something. Like it could be like your energy levels and like if you're like super active and you're like participating a lot and you're specifically if you're doing well, then you get like this energy like so that I guess like the stars would represent like players who have like the highest energy ratings or something. Um, and then I could do it. I could do it tiered too. I could do or do it like ranked. It could be like it could be like oh yeah. So the name tag correlation makes a lot of sense because name tags only show up for active players. So yeah, you know what I think I'll do. Like I don't know if I don't know for a fact this is what I'll do, but I think like it'll be something like the watermarked effect that I was describing. Basically, the name tag will draw over this, but it'll occupy like basically the same space as the name tag too. I think is how I'm gonna do it. Uh, just looking at the sorry for making the graphics a little weird again. Just looking at the screen, like the background to the name tag, like backing, I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't look at it very often, so I'd forgotten how much I don't like it. But I don't care for it. Whatever. All right. Yeah. I'm not gonna fix that right now. I don't know. I should revisit that at some point, I guess. Um, all right. So yeah. All right. I'll stop saying all right. I don't think I have to keep track of this. I don't think this is not going to be something that actually gets saved out. Is it? Is this something that's going to get saved out? No, no. Not if I'm doing it by percentile. Because I can't save it out if I'm doing it by percentile, because if I'm doing it by percentile, then just players entering or exiting the game could. Or no, maybe. Yeah, no, I'm not going to save this out. So, I mean, the unfortunate thing is that whenever I have to restart the script, it'll get reset, but that's fine, I guess. So basically what we'll do at the end of the event, okay, so, right, so I'm going to add, there's going to be another quality to adventures. It's going to be like, energy, whatever, I don't care. Energy equals 0 for starters, 0.0. And then, I guess, at the end of every event, I'm going to average in their energy with what they got from that event. No. It has to be this. So however I formulate this, it has to like fade over time, but it also has to. Oh, so yeah, so I'll like. So like after yeah, so at the end of each event, like your energy is probably going to get multiplied by like zero point 0.9 or something, and then it will add in the yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's start setting up the math. I can figure out the details, the exact details later, uh, or like as I go. But we do we iterate over the entire player dictionary at the end of an event? I hope so. Because if we don't already, then we're doing it now. um. Where did I mention the player dictionary? For PI and parade? No, that's not quite the same thing. Uh. Uh, so for yeah, we go over the entire event dictionary. All right, whatever. So now we're gonna flip over the entire player dictionary, but that's fine. Actually, do we have to? Maybe we only do it. No, we do. We do also do it for the. Wait, what if it was just additive? Because it doesn't. Huh. I don't want it to be just be at. I don't want. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want it to be just additive because if it was just additive, I stream for like a really long time sometimes, and so like if someone got like really high energy in like the first half of a stream, it would basically like deactivate energy for like the second half of the stream. So yeah, no, I can't. I don't want to make it strictly additive, and so if I'm not making it strictly additive, then I should be updating it. It's not the worst thing in the world to just iterate over the player dictionary. I mean, it's kind of awkward to be doing it right here. Uh, oh wait, what if I tie it in with the passive? Yeah, wait, no, I can. Right, okay, because there is another scenario wherein I am iterating over the entire player dictionary, and so I can just like I can shoehorn I can shoehorn that in there, and then yes, and then okay, so here it can be strictly additive. So like okay, uh, hmm. Okay, yeah. So when actually at the end of the event we add in energy. That's the only thing that we have to change here. So we're looping over the player dictionary based on the event whatever. Where is it? I swear we were doing it somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So we loop over blah blah whatever. um. So we add experience based on. Uh. Oh yeah. Right. No, we don't add experience now. We just process the experience gains. Which is unrelated technically. So its values PV is the amount. So we're also just we're going to say player dictionary index p key dot energy plus equals the same amount because it's going to kind of mirror